You're listening to the Tuesday morning edition here on WCBU. I'm Rich Drager. Republicans were frustrated by what they describe as a lack of involvement in the state budget that lawmakers recently passed, a claim Democrats refute. Republican State Senator Sally Turner tells WCBU State Capitol reporter Evan Holden she focused on responding to the needs of her district, which included more funding for schools through the evidence-based funding model.
In a large part of my district, in the 44th district, school districts were looking for assistance specifically in the area of EBF and assistance in that, and more money toward transportation. That's one of the biggest hits that they've had, is the area of transportation for their bus routes. In some of my districts, I'll just use Olympia for one, and they have a huge bus route in which they encompass several schools into one. They're constantly borrowing from other funds in order to make that whole. And as we know, with gas and diesel prices, fuel prices in general, that's something that's really been detrimental to them. So they wanted to see that increase greatly, and that wasn't increased greatly.
Going on to the next big issue that popped up during the session was data centers. The Power Act failed to pass, but there's still been a lot of local regulations, a lot of moratoriums, canceling of projects in some areas. Would you want to see regulations on data centers on the state level?
It's important to have specific regulations placed, which are making sure that nothing is interfering with our aquifer, nothing is tainting our water, things to that nature. The Power Act, if I remember correctly, required data centers to only be powered by a renewable resource. And as we know, I don't have any clue how that would work, because you can't have one windmill powering a data center. There's not enough energy, not enough megawatts. So would you build a solar farm or a wind farm around one? I'm not sure how that would work. So I think the Power Act has some good things in it, but it needs a lot of work yet.
Obviously, you were kind of a part of the budget process. You were one of the budgeteers for the Republicans. Is there anything that you would like to see changed about the budget process next year?
Sure. One of the big things I'd like to see is that when you're passing a budget, that you place the budget on file 30 days ahead of times, and then you allow for input for that 30 days. And to be able to see the budget in its true form, more than I don't know, whatever it was this time, 5 hours, 10 hours, whatever it was, before it got passed, that's certainly too short of a period of time.
What would you say to Democrats who have said that they have drafts sometimes months before the deadline? That they had committee hearings about appropriations and a few drafts in different bills before the final bill was passed?
Sure. There are appropriations hearings, and we were at a lot of those appropriation hearings, and we were at some of the budget hearings. But what you don't see is the last few hours that it said that if you look in the budget, where all this money went specific things to best friends, whatever it is, for $700,000, or this specific program for $1 million, or this school for $500 million. You don't know about any of those things. You weren't even able to talk about those things because no one told you that ahead of time in appropriations, so that you could have said, so what are you doing with that? Some of the things probably maybe shouldn't have received that money.
That was State Senator Sally Turner speaking with Evan Holden. You're listening to Morning Edition here on WCBU, Peoria Public Radio, part of the NPR network.